Hello, my name is Emily and I will show you today how to cope with your internal critique. I suppose that many of you first of all would like to ask what this internal critique is. Okay, tell me, how many times you gave up something because you did not believe that you are able to deal with it? And how many times you even didn't try to do something because you were thinking that you are not good enough? How many times wanted to do something you heard, "Come on, give it up, you are stupid and weak, no one wants to listen to you, you won't handle it." And to be clear, I do not mean an argumentation. I mean this kind of internal dialogue that many of you were engaged in, not once and not twice. You heard a terrible voice that negatively affected the state of your mind, deprived you of energy and willingness to do something. Sounds familiar? I know a lot of people who have, for example, problems with public speaking. They are not able to share their ideas in forum, to command something, to ask about something, to admit that they do not agree with someone, because each time when they wanted to do this, they hear something like, "You will foolish yourself, you have nothing interesting to say. Your comments are obvious, trivial,
Public
no
speaking?
one wants to listen to
Are you out of
you."
your mind? There are many better people and presenters than you. What you
Disgusting
can
voice
say
that
then?
paralyzes you and takes all the courage. Okay, I will admit you something. Once I also had a problem with such a voice. But then I met NLP and proposed by NLP technique, which allows to kill this monster. So, if you do not have a control over it, just listen carefully what I want to say. Okay, let's start. Now, recall 4 situations from your past when your internal critic appeared. Recall especially the voice you heard and how you felt then.
Don't even try. You'll just lose your mind and energy. There are better people than you. What do you want to do? Are you out of your mind?
Okay, stop! Remember that the chosen situations have to be real. Now, think about some person, character, or creature from the movie which has a tone of voice that is funny for you, that simply makes you laugh. An idea? It can be the voice of Donald Duck or one of the Alvin squirrels. Remember that the voice should be funny for you, not for someone else. It is your own choice. Get it? Now, find a place where behind you and in front of you are 3 meters of a free space. Ready? Now, recall the first situation when your internal critique was torturing you.
There are better people than
Recall
you.
the voice you heard and find the source of it. Where it comes. Is it from your head, your chest, or maybe from your stomach? Or perhaps you hear it somewhere around you. Each one can hear it somewhere else. Just find your source of it. Now, imagine that you can change the position of the source of this voice. Imagine that it is kind of a megaphone, then you can take and put wherever you want. So imagine, for example, that you take it and put few meters from you on the floor, let's say in that corner. How do you feel right now? What is the difference between this feeling and the feeling you had before? Okay, now take it again and put somewhere else. For example, behind you, in that corner. And how do you feel right now? What is the difference between this feeling and the feeling you had at the very beginning? And now, imagine that the voice comes from your little toe. Yes, from your little toe. Change the tone of this voice for this one, which is really funny for you, which you have chosen a few minutes ago during this exercise. How do you feel right now? How do you feel when it sounds like that and when it comes from your little toe? Try to believe it is telling the truth. I bet it is hard. Okay, now repeat this exercise a few times more with another two situations that you have chosen before during this exercise. So first of all, find the source of the voice. Then change its position a few times. And finally, put it to your little toe and change its voice for this one, which is really funny for you. And now, do the test. Think about the fourth situation. Check where the voice comes from and how it sounds. How do you feel right now? Does the voice sound silly and you are not able to treat it seriously? If the answer is no, repeat the exercise a few times more. But if the answer is yes, just enjoy your life without your internal critic. That's all. Thank you for your attention.